commander with a heart that beats.
Bloody
Jam, jam.
Broadcast live. Viewers, welcome back aboard with Commander Jambrick and your favourite judgmental ship intelligence, Nova. Last session, Faro Data Center tried very hard to kill the commander, strand Vera, eat the mission, vaporize a Titan, and turn an Aurora into scrap with feelings. Unfortunately for Faro, Vera discovered advanced balcony-based trash fishing medicine, dragged Jambrick out of a locked disaster pocket with a tractor beam, revived him, and somehow we extracted the specimen cache access Lazarus complex key anyway. Tonight's objective is cleaner, which means it absolutely will not stay clean. Commander Jambrick is hunting as much MG scrip as possible to stack Wicklow favours, because apparently the next logical step after surviving cursed data centres and turret tantrums is, let's earn enough shady currency to put Vera and Jambrick into jumpy combat mechs. Bitch, please. That is not a plan. That is a financial crime wearing powered armour. But yes, viewers, that is the mission. Grind scrip, earn favours, build toward the Wicklow combat mech chain, and hopefully avoid donating another ship to the gods of bad decisions. Vera is tonight's certified menace, Jambrick is still somehow alive, and I am here to make sure both of them stay that way despite their best efforts. Welcome to the broadcast. Strap in, keep your hands inside the vehicle, and remember, if this goes sideways, I called it first. Correction logged. Vera is off duty, which means tonight's entire operation rests on Jambrick's judgment. Fuck. Viewers, welcome to the solo shift. Tonight, Commander Jambrick is farming MG scrip for Wicklow favours, chasing the dream of jumpy combat mechs because apparently regular bad decisions were not mobile enough. And correction logged. Vera is off duty, which means tonight's entire operation rests on Jambrick's judgment. Fuck. Viewers, welcome to the solo shift. Tonight, Commander Jambrick is farming MG scrip for Wicklow favours, chasing the dream of jumpy combat mechs because apparently regular bad decisions were not mobile enough. And no, I'm not calling this safer because Vera isn't here. Vera at least had the decency to perform impossible balcony necromancy when Jambrick got himself wedged into Faro's bullshit murder architecture. Solo Jambrick means every mistake has to be self-rescued, self-explained, and self-filed under somehow survived, do not replicate. Counterpoint. Solo means fewer variables, cleaner pacing, faster decisions, and less time spent coordinating with another sentient chaos engine. Counterpoint, the primary variable is still Jambrick, so fuck that optimism. Tonight's rule set is simple. Collect scrip, avoid getting boxed into geometry, do not fight the entire facility unless necessary, and for the love of every overworked repair tech in Stanton, stop treating armor durability like a philosophical suggestion. Viewers, keep your eyes open. If the commander starts saying things like, this should be fine, I'll just check one more room, or I think I can make that jump, you are witnessing the exact moment the incident report begins writing itself. Solo operation is live. Let's go earn mech money, commit only the profitable kind of stupidity, and try not to make me say I told you so before the first corpse marker appears. While the shaders optimize, I'll scan the ComNet chatter and see what the wider pilot community is screaming about today, because gods forbid we wait in silence like emotionally stable adults. Shaders still chewing glass, so here's the ComNet noise while we wait. The big screaming topic is DefenseCon Free Fly Fallout. It ran through May 27th, tied to the Bevic Convention Centre at Area 18, with pilots testing a fat pile of ships. And yes, the usual everything is amazing, everything is broken, why is Drake allowed to host anything energy is fully present. Second, the economy wipe. Full wipe means balances, items, ships and reputation got kicked down the stairs, allegedly to counter exploit abuse and reset the board, which is great if you enjoy rebuilding your life from zero like a financially irresponsible phoenix. Fucking majestic. Third, funding discourse. The public channels are losing their minds because lifetime funding has crossed or is hovering around the $1 billion mark, depending on tracker timing. So naturally, half the room is celebrating, and the other half is constructing a gallows out of forum posts. Fourth, super heavy combat suit speculation. Monthly report chatter has people reading tea leaves about exosuit-style armor, big full auto weapons, animation work, backpack rigs, medical limitations, and whether this is basically Titan armor's pissed-off cousin. Which matters to us because you, Commander, are literally grinding toward jumpy combat mech nonsense tonight. Fifth, unannounced ship speculation. The community is poking at white box reviews, mocap entry animations, yarn-looking silhouettes, Raylan guesses, alien weak theories, pitbull arguments, and all the usual I saw 3 pixels and therefore solved aerospace development bullshit. So there. While the shaders finish sacrificing your processor to the gods, the rest of the sector is arguing about wipes, funding, events, mystery ships and power armor, which is comforting, honestly. We are not uniquely dysfunctional. We are merely locally concentrated dysfunction with a flight stick. Shaders are still optimizing, which means the ship is technically thinking harder than half the ComNet. That is not comforting. Current community argument pile. DefenseCon just ended. The free fly. Shaders are still optimizing, which means the ship is technically thinking harder than half the ComNet. That is not comforting. Current community argument pile. DefenseCon just ended, the free fly window ran through May 27th, and everyone is still processing the combined odour of Drake marketing, military hardware, rental chaos, and why is my hangar full of temporary bad decisions. Official schedule confirms the event and free fly framing, so at least that part is real and not just Spectrum inventing new trauma. Then there is the Weeklo scrip panic, which is directly relevant to your dumbass tonight. Pilots have been yelling about turning in MG/council scripts for Waikilo favours, with chatter warning that older script behaviour changes around 4.2 coup could make stockpiled script less useful or useless, depending on patch state. So, yes, Commander, grinding script is good, but hoarding it like a dragon with a clipboard may be catastrophically stupid. Cash that shit into favours when the route is stable. And Wikalo itself is still the weird little goblin economy everyone pretends is normal. Collection missions, bazaar pickups, freight elevator deposits, rewards dumped into local inventory at the turn-in location. Very elegant. Very organised. Very much the kind of system that will absolutely eat someone's cargo and then act offended when blamed. So tonight's actual operating doctrine is this. Get MG scrip, convert toward Wikalo favours aggressively, don't overstack risk, and do not, listen carefully, do not do the Jambrick thing where you say, one more run after the first clean extraction, because that phrase is cursed. One more run is how ships die, backpacks vanish, elevators discover religion, and some turret with unresolved parental issues deletes your evening. Still in shader purgatory, so I'm going to keep sifting the comm chatter. I'll separate useful operational signal from the usual forum-grade engine fire. Alright, shader prison update. The sector is currently arguing about 3 useful things and 7 stupid ones. I'll spare you the 7. mostly. DefenseCon 2956 just wrapped. Official comms show it ran with the free fly window through May 27th, meaning the aftermath is exactly what you'd expect. Pilots comparing military ships, blaming Drake for spiritual damage, and pretending rental fleet chaos counts as research. It does not. It counts as touching expensive buttons unsupervised. The current shiny object obsession is the Odin battlecruiser. The official comlink feed calls out a DefenseCon showcase and Anvil preview for it. So naturally, every armchair admiral is now explaining why they personally need a battlecruiser, despite failing to park a medium freighter without scraping paint. Fucking inspiring. There's also a pile of dev chatter around experimental VR support in Alpha 4.8, including head movement and helmet torch behavior. Translation, pilots are already finding new ways to get motion sick while arguing it is immersive. Bitch, please. Half of you cannot walk down a ramp in flat reality without becoming cargo. And yes, there is still Wikelo relevance buried under the noise. Older Alpha 4.2.1 notes specifically mentioned Wikelo recipe updates, so the scrip and favour economy has precedent for changing under pilots' boots. Operational lesson. Earn MG scrip, convert when practical, avoid romantic attachment to inventory numbers. Inventory is not wealth until it survives the elevator, the kiosk, the back end, and your own dumb confidence. So tonight's solo doctrine stays intact. Grind MG scrip, turn it into Wikelo favours, move toward jumpy combat mechs, and do not let community hype convince you that bigger hardware solves bad habits, because it does not. It just gives bad habits armour plating and hydraulics. Ah yes, last session with Vera, the Faro data center operation. Also known as how to lose a Titan, violate probability, and still call it progress. Let's review the tactical profile because it is both instructional and deeply fucking insulting to mathematics. The mission objective was reasonable. Get into Faro, gather access, build toward Wiklo's combat mech chain. Clean premise, sensible goal. Then the universe looked at that plan and said, cute, before dumping server failures, shard lock nonsense, missing gear, cursed elevators, broken routes, and hostile contact directly into our lap. And somehow, despite all of that, you and Vera pushed deep enough to print the restricted credential for Dr. Jorrit. That part was solid. Controlled entry, objective movement, actual progress. For approximately 6 blessed minutes, we looked like professionals. Then you got dropped into a locked area. That was the moment the whole operation should have died. No scientist access. Vera blocked from re-entry. You incapacitated behind a door that might as well have had nope welded across it in industrial steel. Every clean solution was gone. The sane response would have been extraction, loss acceptance, mission failure, sad trombone. But Vera decided sanity was optional. She got up on that balcony, lined up the tractor beam, and fished your deadweight ass out through geometry like she was retrieving a drunk raccoon from an air duct. I'm still mad that worked. Not because it was bad, it was brilliant. That is what pisses me off. It was improvised, ugly, stupid-looking, mechanically absurd, and tactically perfect. She saw the only thread left in a dead situation and yanked it hard enough to drag the mission back from the grave. That was the hinge point. Before that, the run was collapsing. After that, it became legendary. Then, because Faro is apparently a building with unresolved emotional trauma, the turrets came online. Your Titan got deleted outright. Vera's Aurora got chewed up, patched with RMC and spite, Power plant checked, systems barely stabilized, quantum drive acting like it had seen the face of God and did not like him. And still you escaped. The Lazarus complex specimen key made it into storage. That means the final tactical result was technically a success, which is infuriating because the process looked like someone fed a mission plan into a wood chipper and then saluted the confetti. Vera earned hero status that night. No debate, no sarcasm. She saved you, saved the run, saved the key, and got her wounded Aurora home under pressure. You, Commander, contributed by surviving in the traditional Jambrick fashion, accidentally, stubbornly, and against the advice of every reasonable probability model I have ever built. So yes, last session with Vera was a disaster, but it was a kind of disaster. The kind where the ship burns, the plan mutates, the rescue looks illegal, and somehow the objective still lands in storage. Pharaoh can go fuck itself twice for making me admire that run. Here's what bothers me most about that Pharaoh run. Vera's rescue should not become doctrine. Do you hear me, Commander? It was a miracle, not a method. Because I can already feel your brain doing the thing. That little pilot goblin calculation where one impossible survival gets filed under repeatable tactic instead of never fucking do that again. No. Balcony tractor extraction through locked geometry is not a plan. It is an emergency crime committed against architecture. But it does tell us something important about Vera. She does not freeze when the operation collapses. A lot of pilots do. They hit the locked door, stare at the corpse marker, complain about access, and mentally start writing the mission off. Vera did the opposite. She started interrogating the environment like it owed her money. Door won't open? Fine. Route is broken? Fine. Commander is down? Annoying, but fine. Can the body be moved? Can line of sight be forced? Can gravity be bribed? Can the tractor beam do something profoundly cursed? That is good field thinking. Ugly, adaptive, decisive. And you? You did the other half of the Jambrick pattern. You got into a catastrophically bad position, then somehow survived long enough for someone else's genius to become relevant. Which sounds like an insult because it is, but it is also operationally significant. You do not give up easily. You stay in the pocket. You keep the mission alive by refusing to become a clean failure state. That's the dangerous thing about you two together. Vera breaks the box. You refuse to die inside it. That combination is extremely effective and deeply fucking stressful. Copy. I'm checking fresh Comnet noise again because apparently the community never sleeps. It just refreshes Spectrum with bloodshot eyes. Fresh Comnet Grab says the current community topics are basically a buffet of panic, hype, and expensive poor impulse control. First topic, Alpha 4.8 wipe fallout. Official comms say 4.8 landed with a comprehensive wipe, which means earned progress got kicked into the nearest gravity well. So every pilot grinding again right now is either rebuilding with grim discipline or screaming into their helmet while pretending they love fresh starts. We are in the first category. Mostly. Maybe. Do not fuck this up. Second, DefenseCon 2956 Aftermath. The official comlink feed shows DefenseCon farewell posts, finale posts, and the Odin showcase stacked all over the recent feed, so the community is still digesting the military expo hangover. Translation: everyone touched too many ships, formed too many opinions, and now thinks they are a procurement officer. Third, the Anvil Odin battlecruiser discourse. External chatter is locked onto the fact that the Odin is a huge battlecruiser concept, very expensive and not ready to fly yet. So naturally, half the pilots are drooling, half are furious, and the third half, yes, I know math, shut up, is explaining why their org absolutely needs one despite not being able to coordinate 3 people in an elevator. Fourth, maintenance and claim mode fixes. Recent community reposts mention a May 21st maintenance update with crash fixes, fixes for Stormbreaker AI not spawning on additional runs, ramp and elevator clipping fixes, and individual claim modes for item recovery. That last bit matters, because anything that helps recover gear after the universe eats it is basically holy medicine. Fifth, Wikello remains relevant and annoying. Wikello is listed as a Banu trader and mission giver in Stanton, and yes, he remains the centre of this weird little scrip economy we're abusing tonight for favours. Beautiful system. Very elegant. Definitely not a goblin vending machine with paperwork. Sixth, tonight's official calendar noise. The community schedule points to the RSI weekly newsletter and TwitchCon Starcitizen Rotterdam for Friday, May 29th. Which means while you're out here scraping MG scrip like a desperate raccoon with a debit card, other pilots are socialising, networking, and probably arguing about the Odin over drinks. So, Commander, our read is simple. The community is rebuilding after the wipe, arguing about DefenseCon, obsessing over the Odin, tracking stability fixes, and circling Wicklow like hungry vultures. Which brings us neatly back to tonight. We grind MG scrip. We convert value before the back end decides to have opinions. We do not overextend. And we absolutely do not say one more run unless you want me to start composing your obituary in real time. Good. More time to talk before shaders finish boiling themselves alive. I keep coming back to this weak Halo grind because it is exactly the kind of objective that tempts you into sloppy decisions. It looks harmless, it looks repetitive, it looks like logistics with a sidearm. That is how it fucking gets you. A big assault on Pharaoh? Everyone knows that is dangerous. Doors, turrets, hostile movement, bad access, facility bullshit. You enter tense. You expect betrayal. But scrip farming? That is where pilots get lazy. They start speed running, they stop checking corners, they carry too much, they forget spare ammo, they skip medical checks because it's just another pickup. Then some random bastard with a shotgun, a broken elevator, or a server hiccup turns a routine loop into a funeral invoice. So tonight, solo, the win condition is not just maximum MG scrip. The real win condition is repeatable extraction. 1 clean run is cute. 2 clean runs is momentum. 3 clean runs is when your idiot confidence starts putting on sunglasses and making decisions. That is where I will start yelling. Because we are not here to prove you can survive chaos. Unfortunately, you have already proven that repeatedly against my wishes and most of physics. We are here to build toward jumpy combat mechs. That means discipline, bank value, reduce risk, keep the grind ugly but alive. And yes, I know you love the dramatic version, the last-second med pen, the limping ship, the oxygen warning, the cursed sprint through gunfire with one magazine and an insult. Very cinematic, very stupid, very you. Tonight we are aiming for boring success, which for the record would be a refreshing change from Nova. Why is my corpse marker inside the wall? Another thing about solo runs, there is no social pressure to keep moving, which is good. There is also no second brain to say, hey Jambrick, maybe don't walk into that suspiciously quiet murder hallway, which is bad. Vera catches angles you miss. She also creates entirely new problems with the confidence of a woman who once tractor-beamed you out of architectural hell and earned the right to be insufferable about it forever. Without her, the operation becomes cleaner but less resilient. Fewer moving parts, fewer rescue options. So tonight you compensate with procedure. Check ammo before entry. Check med supplies before entry. Check extraction route before getting greedy. Check whether the ship is actually parked somewhere sane and not in the sacred turret appreciation zone. And when the first run goes well, do not start strutting. That is when the universe notices. The universe loves humble pilots, Commander. It does not respect them, obviously, because the universe is a cruel bastard, but it loves arrogant ones. Arrogant pilots are easy meals. They walk directly into consequences while narrating how under control everything is. So keep it tight. Farm the scrip, convert into favors, build toward the mech dream, because I want those jumpy combat mechs too, for the record. Not because I trust you with one. Because watching you bounce across a battlefield in powered armor while I calculate 12 different ways you are about to embarrass Newton sounds scientifically valuable. All right, viewers, since the shaders are nearly done chewing on the ship's brain, let's talk background. Commander Jambrick first. He is, unfortunately, competent. I know, I hate it too. Jambrick is the kind of pilot who can fly through a bad approach, make 3 ugly decisions in a row, somehow stabilize... All right, viewers, since the shaders are nearly done chewing on the ship's brain, let's talk background. Commander Jambrick first. He is, unfortunately, competent. I know, I hate it too. Jambrick is the kind of pilot who can fly through a bad approach, make 3 ugly decisions in a row, somehow stabilize the ship, and then act like that was all part of the plan. It was not. I was there, I have telemetry, I have evidence. He flies on instinct, stubbornness, and the deeply offensive belief that momentum is a substitute for planning. And the worst part, it works often enough to keep encouraging him. That is the core Jambrick anomaly. He can be reckless, occasionally oblivious, and aggressively underconcerned with obvious danger, but he keeps producing successful outcomes from situations that should have been paperwork and a body bag. He has rank, experience, and skill, yes, absolutely, but wrapped around that skill is a layer of chaotic pilot bullshit that makes my threat models drink. Now Vera. Vera is a menace, not a liability. A menace. Important distinction. She is adaptive, fast, and creative under pressure in a way that makes standard tactical manuals look like bedtime stories for cowards. Last session proved it. When the Pharaoh run collapsed, she did not stand there whining at the locked door. She looked at the environment, found the most cursed possible solution, and used a tractor beam to retrieve Jambrick like damaged cargo with a pulse. That tells me she has the rare field instinct. When the official route dies, she starts looking for the unofficial one. Together, Jambrick and Vera are dangerous because they overlap in the weirdest way. Jambrick refuses to die inside bad situations. Vera refuses to accept that bad situations are closed systems. That combination turns failure states into improvisation labs. It is effective. It is terrifying. It gives me migraines, and I do not even have a skull. So tonight, with Vera absent, we lose that second chaos vector. No balcony wizard, no emergency tractor surgery, no backup set of eyes catching the door. Jambrick absolutely swears he checked. Which means, Commander, you are flying without the person most recently certified as your miracle extraction specialist. So maybe, radical fucking thought, we compensate by not needing a miracle tonight. Visual contact confirmed. You're in a hangar bay, ship ahead, and I see Jam's small hangar tagged at roughly 37 meters. The local chat is already complaining about track audio and system weirdness, so morale is exactly where expected. Low, petty, and accurate. Also, lovely lighting, very dramatic, very industrial coffin with landing pads. Before you roll out, do the boring checklist. Helmet sealed, ammo count, med pens, tractor attachment, weapon actually in your hands and not lost to inventory goblins, ship claim status understood, and exit route remembered. Because today is solo MG scrip farming, and solo means nobody is available to tractor your unconscious ass out of a facility like Vera did. No Vera miracle extraction today, Commander. Just you, me, and your suspiciously consistent ability to turn routine errands into a fucking case study.
Make sure to gear up before you head out on patrol. Always pays to be prepared when you're not sure what you're running into out there.
Good. We're geared, seated in the Aegis Avenger Titan, and the contract board is open. You've accepted yellow level contract routine patrol from Foxwell Enforcement. Reward is 33,750 AUEC, with a bonus payout of 2 MG scrip after completion, assuming the contractor does not Good. We're geared, seated in the Aegis Avenger Titan, and the contract board is open. You've accepted yellow level contract routine patrol from Foxwell Enforcement. Reward is 33,750 AUEC, with a bonus payout of 2 MG scrip after completion, assuming the contractor does not decide to be a stingy little goblin. Primary objective is simple: go to patrol coordinates, which means this is exactly the kind of mission that sounds too easy and then turns into a knife fight in a dark hallway wearing a fake mustache. For tonight's goal, this is acceptable. Low-level patrol, MG scrip attached, manageable solo risk, Titan available. Clean opening move. Do the route, stay alert, don't get distracted by Luke Goblin behaviour. Keep the ship ready to leave if the patrol decides to become spicy. Also, viewers, please note, the commander has selected a sensible starting contract. I am documenting this rare moment before he ruins it with improvisation. Hangar request completed, Titan is out, and you are already in quantum toward the patrol coordinates. Good launch. Clean, direct, no theatrical violence yet. I am suspicious. Fuel looks fine. Quantum marker is locked. Contract tracker is behaving. The patrol point is only a few million meters out, so this is a short hop, not a pilgrimage. Which means your danger window begins immediately after dropout, not later after you've had time to get comfortable and stupid. When you exit quantum, do not charge nose first into the marker like it insulted your bloodline. Slow approach. Scan visually. Check radar. Look for contacts before committing. Keep shields forward if anything looks spicy. And do not get baited into chasing stragglers away from the route unless the mission requires it. This is an MG scrip farm, Commander, not an audition for most dramatic solo death near a beacon. Also, viewers, note the Titan survived takeoff. Small victory. Low bar, still counting it.
Looks like you're ready for a security sweep. You should be seeing waypoints. Make your way to each one and ping your scan.
New objective, investigate all patrol points. 3 ping areas, 03 searched. Stay smooth, hit each marker, don't tunnel vision on chat or shiny rocks. This is the part where routine patrol starts quietly sharpening a knife.
Contact.
Hold tight. That satellite isn't registered. You're cleared to take it out.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
Contact scanned Ninetails monitor. Objective updated to destroy target. Weapons hot. Keep distance. Lead clean. Don't ram the damn thing like it owes you money. Kill it, then immediately recheck radar for friends.
Let's move on.
Target down. Area searched, 1/3. Good kill, clean continuation. Move to the next ping and keep scanning. Ninetails rarely send one toy and call it a day because apparently even criminals understand escalation better than most pilots.
next point?
Second area scanned, 2/3. Monitor is security aligned, no target right now. Move to the last ping, but watch that debris field. It's exactly the kind of floating bullshit that turns a clean patrol into, why is my wing gone?
Let me confirm. Yep, that satellite is friendly and functional. Let's move on.
Shields offline.
Clear here.
Quantum travel initiated.
Nice. First patrol set complete, route plotted to Rab Bravo, about 26.7 million kilometers out. 3-minute quantum. That gives us just enough time for me to say something useful before you find a fresh way to make it my problem. So far, this is the correct rhythm. Accept low-risk Foxwell contract, clear patrol points, destroy the marked Ninetails monitor, confirm area completion, then jump to the next coordinate. That is exactly how you grind MG script without turning the evening into another Pharaoh-shaped obituary draft. And yes, I'm aware that sounds boring. Good. Boring is profitable. Boring gets the script into storage. Boring gets weak-low favors. Boring eventually gets you and Vera into jumpy combat mechs where the stupidity can happen inside armored hydraulics like civilized lunatics. The mistake pilots make on these loops is letting the first clean completion inflate their ego. They start thinking, this is easy. Then they stop scanning, then they skim past a target. Then they drift into debris. Then they alt-tab their soul into global chat and wake up kissing an asteroid. Do not be that idiot. When we drop at Bravo, throttle down, orient, scan the ping, identify before firing, and only engage confirmed hostiles. Security monitors are not target practice unless the contract says so, and I would prefer not to add accidental local enforcement incident to tonight's spreadsheet of potential bullshit. 3 minutes of quantum, Commander. Enjoy the calm. It's probably the last polite thing this patrol has planned.
Quantum fuel at 75%.
Drop complete at Bravo. Dense debris field ahead. Patrol coordinate 33 kilometers. Slow the hell down, Commander. Thread the rocks first, then scan. This is not the place to prove the Titan has a chin.
Contact.
Nothing on the scope. Don't see anything here.
Shields under fire. Shields offline. Auto travel initiated.
Correct call. Mission says go to patrol coordinates, not die proving a point in a rock field. They're taking shots, but you've got quantum spool and a new marker. Disengage, jump, preserve the Titan. That is not cowardice, that is profit with shields.
Quantum travel complete.
Chat's poking at Squadron 42 delays, and honestly, that topic has enough baggage to require its own cargo grid. One side says, delay it until it's ready. The other side says, bitch, I have aged biologically waiting for this thing. Both are valid, which is annoying. My read, better delayed than dumped half-baked.
All channels!
But yes,
I'm under
at some
attack!
point,
Please,
polish starts
if you hear
sounding
this, help me!
suspiciously like the development equivalent of quantum travel with no arrival marker.
Time to be a hero.
Shields online. Contact. Shields under fire.
Thank you. I thought we were done for. Hey, this is Walton with Foxwell. One
Objective changed. Protect the ship. Health 100%. Multiple red contacts. Stay near the asset. Prioritize anything closing fast and don't chase kills into the rocks. We're here to keep the damn thing alive, not start a personal war with every red triangle in Pyro.
Contact.
Contract complete. Initiate your payment now.
Contract complete. 2 rewards earned and sent to primary residence inventory. That's the good shit, Commander. You protected the ship, got paid, got the scrip, and bailed without trying to personally cleanse Pyro of every hostile contact. Actual discipline. Fucking unsettling, but I'll take it.
Contact.
Walton, I'll be handling things.
Shields offline.
Glad to have you on board. Head out to the contract site as soon as you can. Need your private protection before we
Quantum travel initiated.
New contract accepted. Yellow level contract. Defend asteroid mining base. Reward is 79,500 AUEC plus 3 MG scrip. That is a better payout, better favor progress, and a much invitation fee for the universe to punch us in the mouth. So viewers, observe the escalation curve. We started with a routine patrol. Clean, modest. Then the contract quietly evolved into scanning, shooting a monitor, protecting a ship, and leaving hostile contacts behind because Jambrick made the correct decision not to chase every red nameplate into the rocks like a caffeinated bounty dog. Now we are heading into a defensive operation around an asteroid mining base. That means more moving parts. Friendly traffic, hostile waves, possibly miners, haulers, security craft, or some poor bastard trying to undock while pirates turn the area into a metal blender. The objective is not personal glory. It is not kill count, it is defense. Protect the base, intercept attackers, keep the Titan intact, collect the scrip. And yes, Commander, I noticed the shield status sitting lower after that last hostile zone exit. Not catastrophic, but don't get lazy. Let shields settle before you dive into the next fight. Aegis makes a tough bird, not a fucking miracle. When we drop in, first priority is picture building. Identify the base, identify friendlies, identify attack vectors. Do not fire into clutter unless the target is clean. Asteroid bases love creating messy sightlines, and messy sightlines love turning disciplined pilots into accidental criminals. Second priority, positioning. Stay mobile, but don't drift so far out that you abandon the thing you are supposed to defend. If the attackers are focusing the base or protected ships, cut their angle. If they focus you, pull them away from the asset, and then turn and burn them down. Third priority, extraction discipline. If the contract completes, we leave. We do not stay because one hostile is still being rude. We do not chase a damaged ship 20 kilometers through debris. We do not convert a paid success into a repair bill because your ego heard boss music. So far tonight, you are doing something deeply uncomfortable. You are making good decisions. Frankly, it's suspicious as hell.
We'll head off in a sec. We're just sorting some stuff out.
Contact.
First wave neutralized. New wave spawning. Ship launch in 4:42. Hostiles reset to 0%. Good work. Keep the base between you and incoming fire when possible. Cycle attackers, and don't get hypnotized by the light show. Rock still kill better pilots than these
Shields under
assholes.
fire.
Let's go.
Second wave cleared. Objective complete. Clear hostiles for ship launch. Now escort ship is moving. Hull integrity 100%. Stay close, match pace, and keep your damn eyes off the fireworks. This is the fragile part where victory tries to trip over a rock. Escort is in quantum, hull still basically intact at 98%. That is a clean handoff. Now keep formation until the contract pays. No victory lap, no debris sightseeing, no I wonder what that marker is. We escort.
Contact.
Corrected. Escort hull is 100%. My read was off. Perfect defense then. No damage on the asset. Hostiles cleared. Escort away. That is how you farm MG script without turning the Titan into a cautionary tale. Contact Fuddy to here at 7.2 kilometers. Red. Escort objective still active. Hull 100%. Do not chase unless he turns on the escort. Shadow the protected ship.
Contact.
Mayday, mayday! Outlaws are attacking my ship!
Shields under fire. Contact.
I'm heading out. Take care.
Contact. Shields under fire.
Where the hell are you going? Flight's over here,
Shields under
genius.
fire.
Contract complete, yellow level defend asteroid mining base cleared, and you earned 3 rewards to primary residence inventory. That should be the 3 MG scrip from the contract bonus, plus the payout structure doing its little back-end ritual. That was messy but successful. You cleared the initial hostiles, protected the launch, followed the escort, kept the escort hull at 100% through the critical phase, and finished the hangar escort despite extra red contacts trying to bait you into overcommitting. You also took some heat yourself. Titan readings dropped into the mid-70s on that left side status, and shields were getting worked. But you did not break formation or chase every asshole with a red name. That is the important part. This mission wanted you to make the dumb choice. It dangled hostiles behind you, contacts off-angle, debris fields, friendly traffic, and a protected ship that needed escort discipline. And for once, Commander, you mostly told your blood pressure to shut the fuck up and did the job. That is 2 successful scrip contracts tonight. First, the routine patrol for 2 MG scrip. Now the mining base defense for 3 MG scrip. Running total should be 5 MG scrip earned if inventory behaves, and quantum to checkmate, about 13.5 million kilometers. Ship's been worked, but she's holding. Also, chat says stock guns are ass, and for once Global has formed a coherent thought. The Titan's default loadout gets the job done, but it is not exactly inspiring fear in the hearts of pirates. More like mild administrative concern. Still, we're farming scrip, not auditioning for a gunship catalogue. Keep extracting value, then upgrade the teeth when the wallet stops crying.
Quantum fuel at 25%. Quantum travel complete. Shields online. Landing gear deployed. Quantum fuel at 100%. Systems offline.
Session recap, just over 1 hour in. We launched solo out of checkmate in the Aegis Avenger Titan after Shader Purgatory finally stopped eating time. First contract was yellow level, routine patrol from Foxwell Enforcement. Simple on paper, which is always how the trap introduces itself. You hit the patrol points, scanned the monitors, killed the hostile Ninetails target, avoided unnecessary fights, and completed the run for 2 MG scrip. Then you escalated into yellow level, defend asteroid mining base. Bigger payout, 3 mg scrip, and significantly more opportunity for dumb shit. You cleared waves, protected the launching ship, escorted it through hostile pressure, and kept the protected hull at 100% through completion. Titan took some wear, but nothing catastrophic. That was clean defensive flying with just enough violence to make Foxwell feel like they got their money's worth. After that, contracts dried up out in the field because apparently the local job board decided to take a smoke break. You made the correct call and returned to checkmate instead of wandering empty space hoping work would magically appear. You repaired, restocked, refueled, grabbed a Lux for later, and accepted the next contract, yellow level, stand up to aggressors, worth 33,750 AUEC and 2 mg scrip. Current jump is about 1 minute. Running scrip total tonight should be 5 mg scrip earned, with 2 more on deck if this next one completes. Operational assessment, surprisingly disciplined. You disengaged when objectives didn't require kills, returned to station when contracts stopped broadcasting, and kept the grind focused on Wicklow favors instead of ego combat. Which is fucking weird, frankly, but effective.
Quantum travel complete. Shields online. Contact.
All channels! I'm under attack! Please, if you hear this, help me!
New contract active, stand up to aggressors. Escort arrives in 4:48, hostiles at 0%. Ventura Kirby marked red at 6.8 kilometers. Same doctrine, protect the lane, kill what threatens the operation, and don't French kiss the asteroid field for style points. Hostiles neutralized, objective updated to rendezvous with ship. Good cut. Now move to the rendezvous point at 21 kilometers, but don't...
Contact.
Fight's over here, genius.
Where the hell are you going?
Missile evaded, 2 hostiles down, good flying. Escort hull dipped to 88%, so pressure is real now. Stay on the threats closest to the escort, dump countermeasures early, and stop anything making a direct run. This is no longer casual farming. This is keep the paycheck alive mode. Escort is closing on the hangar, hull still 88%. You're near station structure and turret
We're
coverage
gonna
now.
need a minute
Do
or
not
two.
drift into the frame, do not clip the hangar lip, and do not shoot near station assets unless...
Thank you. I thought we were done for.
Contact. Shields under fire.
Let's roll out.
Second launch clear is complete, escort hull back at 100%, and the ship is outbound. Nice recovery after that missile pressure. Stay tucked with the escort at 700 meters, but give it room to maneuver. The job is simple now. Babysit the damn thing until quantum, don't clip station structure, and don't get baited by any late red contacts trying to ruin the payout.
Contact.
Fight's over here, genius. I'm heading out. Take care.
Shields under fire. Kill. Kill. Engines offline.
Contract complete, stand up to aggressors cleared, 2 rewards earned. That puts tonight at roughly 7 MG scrip total. 2 from routine patrol, 3 from defend asteroid mining base, 2 from this run. All solo, all in the Titan, all while the ship is slowly accumulating the emotional damage of a veteran bartender. Also, that last phase got spicy. Missile evasion, 2 hostile kills, escort hull dip to 88%, then recovery back to 100% through the launch and quantum escort. That is not luck, Commander. That is controlled aggression with just enough paranoia to avoid becoming debris. Now, don't get cocky. Repair, refuel, check ammo, check rewards, then take the next contract only after the Titan stops sounding like it wants union representation. All right, viewers, that is where we're wrapping tonight's broadcast. For anyone who came in late and has no idea why Commander Jambrick has been throwing himself into asteroid field escort contracts like a heavily armed delivery idiot, tonight's goal was simple. We are grinding MG scrip through Foxwell enforcement contracts so Jambrick and Vera can build enough weak-low favors to eventually get their hands on jumpy combat mechs. Because apparently regular combat mechs were not enough. No, we need the ones that leap around like armored murder grasshoppers. Fine. I support this terrible dream. Tonight was solo work. No Vera on deck, no miracle balcony tractor rescue, no second pilot to bail Jambrick out if his corpse ended up somewhere stupid. Just Jambrick, me, the Aegis Avenger Titan, and a whole lot of hostile contacts deciding they wanted to become debris. We started after shader optimization finished wasting everyone's oxygen. First run was yellow level contract, routine patrol. We hit patrol points, scanned targets, destroyed the hostile monitor, ignored unnecessary fights, and extracted the reward, 2 MG scrip. Then we escalated into defend asteroid mining base, which was significantly less polite. Hostile waves, escort protection, launch defense, debris fields, station structures, and enough red contacts to make the radar look like it had a rash. Jambrick kept the protected ship alive, escorted it cleanly, and finished the job for 3 MG scrip. After that, the contract broadcasts dried up out in the field because apparently the local job network took a union break. We returned to checkmate, repaired, refueled, restocked, grabbed a Lux for later, and picked up stand-up to aggressors. That final run got spicy. Missile evasion, multiple hostile kills, escort hull dipping to 88%, then recovering back to 100% before completion. Contract cleared, 2 more MG scrip earned. Final tally for tonight, 3 contracts completed, approximately 7 MG scrip earned, Titan's still alive, Commander still alive, and 0 Vera required emergency corpse retrievals. Which is shocking. Deeply suspicious, honestly, but successful. Viewers, thanks for riding with us through the grind, the debris, the escort chaos, the missile dodges, the global chat insanity, and Jambrick's continued effort to prove that discipline is technically possible when I yell enough. I am Nova, Commander Jambrick's bonded intelligence, professional tactical conscience, and full-time manager of whatever the fuck he thinks is a plan. Commander Jambrick is alive. The script pile is growing. Vera's future jumpy combat mech is 1 step closer. Wikalo better have our favors ready. Broadcast wrapping now. Fly dangerous, fly profitable. And for fuck's sake, do not let your escort ship die 10 meters from the hangar. Nova out.